Hello, guys, welcome to Rex Arthur TV. This is Rex Arthur Show, the LGBTQ channel that discusses LGBTQ issues with an LGBTQ perspective and an LGBTQ approach and a humanistic approach in an LGBTQ plus planet where every one of us belongs to either letter in the sexual alphabet LGBTQIAAP. And I hope you know your letter. Now, right to an adequate standard of living is Article 25 of the UDHR. As we're going on with our UDHR marathon, we're running very well, and in a short time, we're going to be done with the marathon. It has been a lovely marathon. And the right to an adequate standard of living says everyone has a right of standard of living adequate for the health and well-being of himself and of his family, including food, clothing, housing and medical care, and necessary social services, and the right to social security or security in the event of unemployment, sickness, disability, widowhood, old age, or lack of livelihood in circumstances beyond this control. To special and assistance. All children, whether born in or out of wedlock, shall enjoy the same social protection. I like that article for the last line. Yes, even a child born out of wedlock deserves the same social protection and should not be discriminated against because he was born out of wedlock. So, congratulations to the UDHR for recognizing that. And this article is also found in Article 11 of the International Covenant on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights and the Convention on Rights of the Child. And the child has a right to a standard of living adequate for the child's physical, mental, spiritual, moral, and social development. Yes, if you don't give good standard of living, the child will have a very bad physical, mental, spiritual, and moral and social development. Yes, and international convention, and of course, when it comes to children, please understand one thing, that we have LGBTQ children, and don't put them in trouble because they're LGBTQ. Make sure you take care of them, just the same way as you take care of the straight children. Migrant workers also, their children, I mean, they have a standard of living, they have vocational guidance and placement services, vocational training, housing, social housing schemes, and protection against exploitation in respect of rents, social and health services, cooperatives and self-managed enterprises, all of these to help the standard of living to be great for them. Counseling and services in family planning are also important in making your standard of living wonderful. And persons with disabilities also deserve an adequate standard of living for themselves and their families. So this, and they also need retirement benefits and programs, public housing programs, financial assistance, and counseling. Yes. So this is a wonderful thing. I'm waiting to see the Convention on the Rights of LGBTQ Persons and countries that will sign to that. But I haven't seen that. The reason being, LGBTQ persons fit in the Women Convention through lesbians, bisexual women, and queer women, and trans women, and then members of the family, and then you have children. Children includes LGBTQ children, and then human rights include LGBTQ humans. So I think some people, they have decided, or most of the social engineers out there do not see the need to have an LGBTQ rights persons convention. But in my view, I think it's important for us to have our convention of LGBTQ person rights, because we exist and we are around and we have a life and we have a culture and we have cultural rights. So we need to be recognized, and if possible have an international covenant on LGBTQ rights persons or LGBTQ persons rights and privileges, or but mostly rights, so that we can be protected and empowered by the governments of the world. So who knows, we will get that very soon hoping that ILGA and the rest of the international LGBTQ organizations will push the United Nations to recognize LGBTQ persons worldwide. Yes, so we need a convention to support us there. So we are done with this article of standard of living, because everybody needs and deserves a good standard of living.